everyone and welcome back to the Science Hub. Today we are going to learn about human anatomy and today's presentation is about the skeleton system. The skeleton forms the framework around which the body is built up and which gives body its general shape. The bones of the skeleton gives muscle a place to attach to or muscle contraction makes the movement possible. A muscle starts out from one bone and is inserted into the another bone across a joint. When the muscle shortens or contracts, the joint is moved, permitting movement or the locomotion. Bones such as skull, spinal column, ribs and hip bones protect some very important internal organs. The main purpose of the limb is to provide a system of levers to make the body movement possible. The limb bones are typically long bones with a strong shaft and large round ends. On the other hand, bones whose main purpose is to protect important internal organs are usually flat bones, for example, the bones of the skull, ribs, the breastbone or the sternum, and the hip bones, where a part of the skeleton is designed for compactness with limited movement, as the wrist or the back part of the foot or the backbone. The bones are typically short bones and are frequently very irregular in shape. मतलब जो भी बोन्स हमारी बॉडी में है जो उनका पर्टिकुलर एक ही काम है कि हमारे इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स को प्रोटेक्ट करें, वो बोन्स जनरली फ्लैट शेप में होते हैं, जैसे कि स्कल है, रिब्स है, फिर ब्रेस्ट बोन या तो स्टर्नम है, फिर हिप बोन्स है, और जो भी मतलब बोन्स है जिनको पर्टिकुलरली मूवमेंट करना ही पड़ता है, फ्रीक्वेंटली बहुत ज़्यादा मूवमेंट होता है, जैसे कि ब्रेस्ट बोन है, फिर जो हमारा बैक हिप बोन है, या तो फिर जो फुट के नीचे जो सोल पार्ट में है वो बहुत ही इरेगुलर शेप में होते हैं. This skeleton system is divided into axial and the appendicular systems. In an adult body, it is mainly composed of 206 individual bones which are organized into two main divisions, that is axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton. The axial skeleton runs along the body's central axis, therefore it is also called the central core of the human body. Now here the blue portion shows the axial skeleton and it includes which bones. The axial skeleton is composed of total 80 bones. Now first of all we are going to see about the skull bone. It includes 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones, 6 auditory ossicles or the ear ossicles and the hyoid bone. In the skull it includes 8 cranial bones, that is the portion over here, the forehead to the occipital bone, then ear ossicles, hyoid bone and the facial bones. Second one, the bone of the thoracic cage. It includes 25 bones of the thorax, that is the breastbone, and 24 ribs. Breastbone, here we can see a tie-shaped bone, that is the sternum or the breastbone, and others are the ribs. Third one, the bone of the vertebral column. It includes 24 vertebral bones, the sacrum bone and the coccyx bone. Axial skeleton. Further on we are going to see the detailed descriptions of this particular bones. The axial skeleton is made up of 80 bones and it constitutes the middle axis. It includes the following region, that is the skull, hyoid, auditory ossicles, vertebral column, ribs and the sternum. Skull. The human skull consists of the cranium and the facial bones. The function of the cranium is to protect the brain. It is formed of 8 plate-shaped bones joined together at the meeting point termed as the suture. Along with the cranium, remaining 14 form the facial bones. Mandible is only movable bone in the human skull. Although the skull appears to be the one large bone, There are actually several major bones that are connected together, and this connection is formed by the sutures. The major bones of that compose the skull of a newborn include the following, that are the two frontal bones, two parietal bones, one occipital. This bony plates covers the brain and held together by a fibrous material termed as suture. Here we can see the cranial bones, which includes the frontal and parietal bones, and after the eyeballs, that are the sphenoid bone. And here on this side we can see the facial bones that consist of orbit, temporal bone, then laryngeal, palatine, zygomatic bone, nasal bone, vomer, maxilla, and mandible. Mandible is the only bone in our human skull which is movable. Now sutures. Sutures allows the bone to move during the birth process. नॉर्मली जो स्यूचर्स है उनका पर्टिकुलर काम क्या होता है कि वो थोड़ी सी मूवमेंट देगा हमारे स्कल को. जैसे कि बेबी बॉर्न हो रहा है तो उसका मतलब स्कल बहुत ही छोटा है, जैसे जैसे डेवलपमेंट होगी इट विल एक्सपैंड एंड दिस स्यूचर्स विल play a very vital role in that. They act like a expansion joint. This allows the bone to enlarge evenly as the brain grows and the skull expands. The result is symmetrically shaped head. जो भी हमें लास्ट में रिजल्ट मिलेगा वो एक सिमेट्रिकली शेप्ड हमारा हेड होगा. That would be the result. Some sutures extend to the forehead while others extend to the sides and back of the skull. One suture in the middle of the skull extends from the front of the head to the back. The major sutures of the skull include the following. Now there are four types of suture that we can see in a human skull, that is the metopic suture, coronal suture, sagittal and the lamboid. Metopic suture, this extend from the top of the head down to the middle of the forehead towards the nose. Two frontal bone plates meet at the metopic suture. मतलब जो भी दो फ्रंटल बोन है हमारे ह्यूमन स्कल में उनके बीच में जो suture present होगा that is the metopic suture. Here in the figure we can see this metopic suture. ये दो हमारे फ्रंटल लोब्स है और उस मतलब बोन्स है and between them that is the metopic suture. Coronal suture, this extends from ear to ear. Each frontal bone plate meets the parietal bone plate at the coronal suture. मतलब जो हमारे parietal bone and the frontal bone उनके बीच में जो suture present है that is the coronal suture. Sagittal suture, this extends from the front of the head to the back down the middle of the top of the head. The two parietal plates meet at the sagittal suture. मतलब जो भी parietal bones है हमारे उनके बीच में ये जो suture present है that is the sagittal suture. Lamboid suture, this extends across the back of the head. Each parietal bone plate meets the occipital bone plate at lamboid suture. जो भी लास्ट हमारा है मतलब एक पैराइटल बोन दूसरे ऑसिपिटल बोन से किसके थ्रू अटैच है दैट इज द लैम्बॉइड स्यूचर. हायोइड बोन, इट इज अ यू शेप्ड बोन लोकेटेड एट द एंटीरियर ऑफ द नेक. मतलब आगे के साइड में. इट इज एन इंटरमीडिएटरी और द इंटरमीडियरी बिटवीन द स्कल एंड पोस्ट cranial skeleton. The hyoid bone aids टंग मूवमेंट एंड swallowing. मतलब टंग मूवमेंट के लिए और जो swallow कर हम लोग फूड है या कोई लिक्विड उसके लिए. इट हैज़ नो आर्टिकुलेशन विथ अदर बोन्स. और कोई भी बोन के साथ उसका कोई आर्टिकुलेशन या तो मूवमेंट नहीं है. ऑडिटरी ऑसिकल्स या तो फिर ईयर ऑसिकल्स नेमली मेलियस, इंकस, स्टेप्स आर द थ्री बोन्स इन द मिडल ईयर दैट आर द स्मॉलेस्ट बोन इन द ह्यूमन बॉडी. The function of ossicles are to transmit sound from ear to the cochlea. Here in the figure we can see this yellow portion that is the hyoid bone and it is located to the anterior side of the human body, and other are the auditory ossicles that is malleus, incus and stapes. Ribs. Ribs are the long curved bones which constitute the rib cage. The rib consists of 24 bones in 12 pairs which form the protective cage of the thorax. The ribs protect the thoracic internal organs. मतलब rib है जो हमारे thoracic internal organs है उसे protect करता है. There are 24 bones और 12 pairs में होते हैं. They articulate posteriorly with vertebral column and terminates anteriorly as cartilage. जो एंटीरियर साइड में जो भी टर्मिनेशन होंगे वो कार्टिलेज के फॉर्म में है और आर्टिकुलेशन जो पोस्टीरियरली साइड हो रहा है वो वर्टिब्रल कॉलम के साथ. Sternum or the breastbone is the long bone placed at the central part of the chest. The sternum and rib make up the rib cage. मतलब the ribs or sternum together they will make the rib cage. The sternum is attached to the first 7 ribs and also to the clavicle or the collarbone. Here we can see this tie-like portion is the sternum bone and this all are the ribs, and first 7 ribs are attached to the sternum, and this clavicle or the collarbone it is also attached to the sternum, and together they will form the rib cage or the thoracic cage. Vertebral column. It is a set of approximately 33 bones called vertebra which are separated by intervertebral disc. Here we can see a small line portions. This all small lines indicate the intervertebral disc. The vertebral column is divided into the 5 categories, that is cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum and coccyx. Function of the vertebral column. Vertebral column protects the spinal cord, provides the stiffening to the body, provides structural support by balancing the body weight, provides attachment to the pectoral and the pelvic girdles and other muscles. Here on we can see there are cervical vertebrae, thoracic and the lumbar vertebrae, and next up is the sacrum and the coccygeal vertebrae. There are total 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae and 5 lumbar. Then the sacrum bone is composed of 5 bones, and last is the tail, that is the coccygeal vertebrae. And together sacrum and coccygeal it forms a tail-like appearance and which is known as the sarcal curve. Then in the lumbar, that is the lumbar curve, thoracic and the cervical. Cervical vertebrae. The cervical is the most delicate and the thinnest bone of the vertebral column. The cervical vertebrae are formed of 7 vertebrae. The 7 cervical vertebrae are arranged along with the length of the neck. मतलब जो भी हमारी नेक की लेंथ होगी उसी के साथ वो 7 cervical vertebrae arranged होंगे. They are named according to the position of the skull to the chest. The superior C1 or the first cervical vertebrae to the C7 or the 7th cervical vertebrae constitute the cervical vertebrae. The C1 vertebrae is named as atlas, whose function is to hold up the skull. मतलब जो C1 vertebrae है उसका जो भी मतलब नाम दिया है that is the atlas, and its function is to hold up the skull. Also C2 is named as axis as it serves axis for the skull and atlas to the rotate while turning head from one side to another. जो second है C2 vertebrae उसका नाम axis दिया है और its function is to turn the head by side or to the another side. Thoracic vertebrae, it is placed at the mid back of the human body. The main function is to hold the rib cage and protect the heart and lungs. जो thoracic vertebrae है there are total 12 thoracic vertebrae और वो एकदम mid back position पे arranged है and उनका main function है heart और lungs को protect करना. The 12 thoracic vertebrae are named as T1 to T12. Thoracic vertebrae are the unique ones other than the remaining vertebrae as it supports the rib. Lumbar vertebrae. These are the largest in the vertebral column and comprises of 5 vertebral bones between the rib cage and the pelvis. The lumbar vertebrae are named from L1 to L5. L1 is closest to the thoracic vertebrae, whereas L5 is adjacent to the pelvis. The lumbar vertebrae function as the load-bearing structure. Sacral vertebrae. It consists of 5 vertebral bones which are fused together to form the sacrum. इनमें जो भी 5 vertebral bones हम fuse हो रहे हैं मतलब अलग अलग, it will not show the different plates, they are fused and formed in the form of sacrum. The sacrum is the long wedge-shaped vertebra at the inferior end of the spine. It is a very strong bone which supports the weight of the upper body as it is spread across to the pelvis into the legs. Coccyx vertebrae. They are formed by the fusion of 3 to 5 rudimentary bones to form a small triangular bone at the bottom of the vertebral column. The coccyx vertebrae are also referred to as a tailbone as it shows a tail-like appearance. The coccyx serves as an attachment site for the ligament, tendons and muscles. The coccyx may be fractured when a person falls abruptly. So the second topic is the appendicular skeleton. It is a part of the human skeletal system that supports the appendages. It consists of 186 bones, including the bones of the limbs as well as supporting the pelvic and the pectoral girdles. The appendicular skeleton is divided into 6 regions that are the shoulder girdle, arms and forearms, hands, pelvis, thighs and legs bones, feet and ankles. So first of all we are going to see the shoulder girdle or the pectoral girdle is a set of 4 bones which connects the arm on each side. The pectoral girdle is a part of the appendicular skeleton which are for the upper limbs. Pectoral is for the upper limbs and pelvic is for the lower limbs. In human beings, the pectoral girdle consists of scapula and clavicule. Scapula is the triangular bone on the posterior side and clavicule are the collar bones which are attached to the sternum. Arms and forearms. The arm and forearms are constituted of 6 bones. The large bone of the arm include humerus, radius and ulna. Humerus runs from the shoulder socket and joins to the radius and ulna at the elbow point. Here in the figure we can see this is the humerus bone which runs from the shoulder socket towards the elbow region, and at the elbow region it joins the radius and ulna. The next up is the radius bone. It is a forearm bone which runs from elbow to the thumb side of the wrist. Here on we can see the bone which is running towards the thumb side from the elbow, that is the radius bone, and ulna bone, it runs from the elbow towards the little finger side. The hand consists of 54 bones which provide support and flexibility to the soft tissue. The bones of hand are categorized into 3, that is the carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. Carpals are the set of 8 irregular shaped bones located in the wrist area. Metacarpals are the bones which are related to the each digit, and there are 5 metacarpal bones. Phalanges are the bones of the fingers. There are 3 phalanges in each finger except for the thumb which has only 2 phalanges. Pelvic girdle. It is located in the lower part of the trunk. It is a ring-like bony structure. The pelvic girdle consists of 2 bones, sacrum and coccyx. The pelvic girdle is formed of paired of hip bones, each made up of ilium, ischium, and pubis. Now, what are the functions of pelvic girdle? It transfers the weight of the body from axial skeleton to the appendicular components, especially during the movement, provides attachment from a number of muscles and ligaments, enabling the movement. The majority of women have gynoecid pelvis and the males have android pelvis. The differences in the structure creates the great pelvic outlet, enabling the process of childbirth. These three together bones a coxal bone on each side. There are two coxal bones, one on this side and other on this side. This is the ilium. Then this arch shows the pubic bone, and this later on this shows the ischium bone. Now here on we can see the arch shape, that is a pubic arch, and they together fuses through the pubic symphysis. Acetabulum, it is the hollow portion where the femur bone articulates. And from the figure we can also see the sacrum and the coccyx bone. There are total 5 bones which fuses together and forms the sacrum, and this small tail-like projection shows the coccyx bone. Thighs and legs. The bone of the legs and thighs area, part of the appendicular skeletal system which supports the muscle of the lower limbs. This muscle helps in walking, running, standing and jumping. This bone should be the strong enough in order to support the whole body weight. The femur or the thigh bone, it is the largest and the heaviest bone in the human body. At the proximal end of the femur, there is a rounded prominence which is termed as the head of femur. Tibia and fibula are the two long bones of the lower leg. There are two separate bones but are closely linked at the knee and the ankle. The top of tibia connects the knee joint and the bottom connects the ankle joint. Although tibia carries the body weight, but it needs the support of fibula bone. Here it is the femur bone and these are the leg bones. In the femur bone we can see there is a head of the femur, then here this portion is the neck, then other is the body of femur, and there are the patellar groove, and which is the hollow portion or the depression in the bone, and this two round portion shows the medial condyle and the lateral condyle, and in between that there is the intercondylar fossa or the depression. And in leg bone it includes the pelvis or the hip joint over here, then other are the femur bone, that is the thigh bone, then kneecap or the patella, then tibia and fibula, and other are the tarsal, metatarsal and phalangeus. Now feet and ankles. The foot is a firm platform which support the weight of the body. It is formed of many bones such as tarsal, metatarsal and phalangeus. Tarsal, a set of 7 irregular bones situated proximally in the foot in the ankle area. Here on we can see that is the tarsal, that is the 7 irregular bones, then metatarsal, a set of 5, each one for the digit. This bone connects tarsal with phalangeus. Here we can see the metatarsals are this, number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 over here. Then phalangeus, each toe has 3 phalanges, namely proximal, intermediate and distal. Here on we can see the 3 phalanges over here. Tendons, these are the joint bones to the skeletal system. They are made up of connective tissue. Ligaments join two bones together. They are also a type of a connective tissue. Cartilage, it provides protection of the bone at the joint from wear and tear. They are firm yet softer and flexible than bones. It forms a structural framework of many parts of the body, for example, ear, nose, ribs and bronchial tubes. Now, what are the functions of the skeletal system? The primary function of it is include movement, support, protection, production of blood cells, storage of minerals, and endocrine regulation. Now, how it will provide the support? The primary function of the skeletal system is to provide a solid framework to support and safeguard the human body and its organ. मतलब एक प्राइमरी फंक्शन है उसका कि वो हमारे बॉडी को एक फ्रेमवर्क दे सॉलिड एंड to support and safeguard our all internal organs and the body. This helps in maintaining overall shape of the human body. Now, protection. The skeletal system also helps to protect our internal organs and other delicate body organs including brain, heart, lungs and the spinal cord by acting as a buffer. Our cranium protects our brain and eyes, the rib protects our heart and lungs, and our vertebrae protects the spinal cord. In movement, bones provide the basic structure for the muscles to attach themselves onto so that our bodies are able to move. Tendons are tough, inelastic bands that attach our muscles to the particular bone. Storage. The bone matrix of the skeletal system is mainly involved in storing or preserving different types of essential minerals which are required to facilitate growth and repair of the body cells and tissues. The cell matrix acts as a calcium bank by storing and releasing calcium ions into the blood cells when required. Now, regulation of endocrine glands. The bone cells present within the skeletal system plays an important role in releasing the synthesized hormone from the respective endocrine glands for the further requirement by the body for different metabolisms. Apart from these functions, the skeletal system also contributes into the regulation of blood sugar. Thank you for watching the video.